I just noticed KO almost kicked the kid in the face because he's trying to get over the thing.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Go ahead.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Hold on. Let me take these off. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is up? What is up, guys?
Chilling. How you feeling, Merc?
Going good. Again, I'm still kind of feeling the hangover issues of wrestling and drinking, but other than that, I'm doing fine.
Well, just give a little bit of a heads up as to what you've been doing. You went to
Elimination Chamber last
yes.
night.
Awesome.
So if you listen to the Wrestling Babble podcast, you hear all about it.
Good. So make sure you check that out on our SoundCloud, Red Cyclone Inc. and Merc with the mic.
Yep.
So good to hear.
So all right, so let's get to the biggest thing of the podcast, which it won't be Suicide Squad. It'll be Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, sir.
The Suicide Squad is gonna be a secondary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy VII released the Final Fantasy VII remake released their demo or beta, whatever they want to fucking call it. Demo.
Yeah, it's basically a small slice. Because from what I've heard, there's I know you know the guy Maximilian Dude on YouTube. He's one of the people that got to at last year's E3.
Okay.
Went to go and play whatever they had for them to play there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said they took him to another area and they let him play a different piece of the game.
Okay.
Which was like bigger. So I think what we got was the E3 demo, essentially. And so it's not going to be everything that everybody saw. So there's no cloud in the dress in this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't get to see that stuff yet.
Yeah. It saves some room for the game.
Yeah, and I mean, they're saying the game is interesting. So, I guess the cat's out of the bag. It says it on somebody has a picture of the back of the box too, and it has an interesting thing on it. What Final Fantasy VII remake is not the entire game, and it will not even have a part 1 or part 2 or anything on the box.
Yeah,
but they make sure to say that Final Fantasy remake is the first game of them like reimagining the series.
Okay.
So that's interesting. They don't call it part 1 anywhere in any of the marketing, and it's not on the box. But they do have the language saying that it is indeed the first game of the remake. So I don't know. That's interesting because what does that mean? They're not going to call the next one Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. They're gonna call it something else, maybe.
They probably go by the title chapters.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe because this one is Midgar, they'll probably call the next one whatever the big part of the game is. Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's in the sea, right? So. So did you get to play it at all or no?
So sorry. I don't remember a lot of it. I remember the gameplay, so I was really drunk when I played it.
Okay.
So like I don't remember. Like I remember it looked really pretty. I remember some of the story. The voice acting wasn't the greatest, but I remember the gameplay. And the gameplay played more of a action RPG than the turn based, which I like because I think that would be the gameplay I will play as. Mm-hmm. I know you could change it, but again, I think the action style is what I will play as.
Yeah, and I think that it's cool that they, I guess, took the time to develop the system that they already had, because you said it felt similar to Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah, and like a little bit more stiff than Kingdom Hearts. I think it still had the control elements of the turn base. It had that control element, but other than that, it was very similar to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, what I was telling you, it felt closer to me to Final Fantasy 15.
15, okay.
Like an evolution of that game series, whereas like you can just, if you want to, you can just stand there and mash the button because he has like a combo that repeats.
Yeah.
So he'll do like 5 hits in a row and then he'll repeat that. And the differences are different types of enemies. He'll do different hits here and there. Like the jumping enemies, he has a unique the flying enemies, that they have a mode where they can stay at your level
Yeah.
or hover above you. I guess they shoot fireballs on you.
Okay.
But what he will do is, instead of just swinging at nothing, if you wait and then I guess he'll look up. He has a unique spinning attack that goes up there and hits them. So I think the game's gonna have a lot of different context sensitive stuff for the different enemies.
Yeah.
And as it starts out, it has two different fighting styles for the main character, which is Cloud,
Yeah.
which is I guess for some of his backstory, he's a mercenary from something in the game called Soldier, which is basically that universe's version of a super soldier.
Okay.
Because the interesting thing is like what you really get story wise from the demo is something called the bombing run, which is the is pretty much one to one the same intro from the PlayStation game.
Okay.
So it's you hopping off a train, ambushing some guards, and going into a shimmer reactor to
Okay.
blow it up.
Okay.
And they give you backstory on why. They let you know that the reason you're doing it is because the corporations that run the generators are basically sucking the lifeblood out of the planet. The interesting thing is like you said, the voice acting is so, and that's kind of like the only real sticking point I have. But being that it is, I kind of think it's funny because I kind of get the sense of humor because is trying to be faithful but not exact to the old game. So the character Barrett in the old game, he kind of just screamed everything, but you couldn't hear it because there was no voice acting. So it would be tons of exclamation points, all caps. When he was like one of the first characters to curse,
Okay.
like in a modern video game, like period, like on any console that was before the era of like what was the rating for like mature games? Wasn't it like 17 on it?
Yeah. 17.
18 is
17
like
plus.
13, right?
Yeah. T is
So
T's. Yeah. T is like PG-13.
yeah, so I think actually I should probably look up the game, but I think it has a T rating on it. And for back then, that's
Final Fantasy
actually
7
weird. Yeah,
has a T rating
yeah, it has a T. Yeah,
because
because
it's
of
animated violence. It's animated violence and it has some strong language.
yep. And Barrett is one of the reasons that the game has strong language. So they kind of keep faithful to the character, where he's loud, melodramatic, and whatnot. Like it's interesting to see how they translated that because remember, or maybe I shouldn't say remember. I'll say it to you, Merc. So that game is notorious for having a bad translation. I didn't know
Yeah.
that,
All,
but I
all,
played.
all like Japanese to English.
No, no,
Legit.
I'm talking about for the PlayStation era. It
Yeah.
was like you couldn't get away with that today.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't happen. It would you would have to do it over and over till you got it right. That's how they do it now. They
Yeah.
don't because they understand that you can't have Japanese humor for certain things if the flavor of the game is not like Japanese, so it
Yeah.
won't make sense. You're looking at an American looking character, or Cloud is a blonde haired white guy, but the Japanese humor just will make you go, "What?"
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like a Yakuza game where clearly everyone's Japanese, so it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
A lot of things just didn't make sense in that game, and then a lot of things that were filled with typos as well. So there was tons of typos. There was tons of just badly translated things, and it still managed to make an impression. But it's interesting now to see them try to modernize something that wasn't actually done well.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of makes me laugh about it. So to go back to the voice acting, yeah, it's not great, but it's just gonna make me laugh the whole way through. It
Yeah.
really is. Because I kind of get what some of the things are going for. Like I see already some people are kind of like Barrett's weird. Why is he
Yeah.
screaming at you all the time in the elevator? It's like, what? But it's kind of like that game has a even in its messed up state back in the old game, it had a way of characterizing all. It's kind of one of the things I like about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like every individual character was like they stood out,
Yeah.
but they took the time to develop the character for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's good.
in a way, you'll get the differences in the characters, and it'll start to make sense why they act a certain way. Which is like in the demo, um, it's you're in a life-threatening situation, and one guy is screaming on his head off about how serious everything is, and the main character that you're playing as just says get help, and it's just like because you'll find out in his backstory that that guy has seen some shit. So
Yeah.
a person yelling at him doesn't mean anything. He's seen monsters and whatnot. So it's very interesting to see, and I look forward to seeing more people's take on it. Because he's gonna have character development.
Yeah, I gotta go through. I'm gonna go through it. Probably I'll probably do it later on today because
Okay.
it's not that long, right? It's about a couple
No,
hours.
like a half an hour maybe.
Okay.
If if you did it already and you start to like know what it is,
Yeah.
you can breeze through it. Because the only part that takes any time is the cutscenes and the boss battle at the end.
Okay. Honestly, I would say the demo kind of got me interested in wanting to play it, like to pick up the game. So it goes to the case that do I wait until all of them are out and just do it from there, or by the time they all out, I'll probably like be 60.
No, yeah, there's no reason to wait because there's
Yeah,
no guarantee that they're gonna be done with the next game anytime soon anyway.
yeah, and also the fact that Cyberpunk being like pushed back kind of opened my gaming time too, so I could probably pick that up. I also like because of Yakuza. I'm playing Yakuza 5 right now, so I'll probably pick it up when it comes out next month, right?
Yeah. April 10th is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I might have to go pre-order it so I can
So
get.
it's gonna be competing for me with Resident Evil 3,
Oh, okay.
which is interesting. Two remake games out at in the same time span
Yeah,
is kind of ridiculous. But you know what? They
I'm all
both
for it. Because you know what, I won't. I honestly would say with something with Resident Evil, at least it's a remake. It's not a reboot. It's not the same game at all.
at all. Yeah,
It's
there's
a whole different
no
game.
possible way.
Yeah, fucking Nemesis breaking the doors and shit now.
Yeah, he
He's like,
no
fuck
areas are
your safe.
safe.
He's like, fuck your safe doors.
So you
He's
can't
like,
just
oh god, you're in the safe spot. I can't go in. Ha ha ha.
Mr. X him.
So going to Final Fantasy, try out the demo. If you don't want to play the demo, check out his video on YouTube on the Recycling page.
Yeah,
So
part one and part two.
yeah, part one, two, part two.
Uh, one thing I will say that immediately I noticed is better than a lot of just everything recently is just that music in that game is ridiculous
It always
because
had, yeah,
they did a thing where they made it dynamic too. So they took the old songs from the old games. They didn't just put them back in like with better instruments and stuff. They changed up some of the instrumentation. It's still the original composer, which is cool.
mm-hmm.
Um, but there's other composers I assume from other Final Fantasies helping with this one. But the cool thing about it is they didn't just go for the nostalgia alone.
Yeah,
They This is actually something I hope other games pay attention to. And again, it's one of those things that Japanese games do well. Devil May Cry does it really, really good.
yeah,
The music transitions in and out when you're in battle.
yeah.
So, I know you play five.
I
So
like five.
you remember when the Devil Bringer song comes
Mm-hmm.
on, it's like you only hear that when the action's going on,
Yeah,
but it fades in and it'll fade out. It's
yeah,
not an abrupt cut or anything like that. You know what I mean? And like a lot of that is different because they'll have the same because this game is like an RPG and the music is mostly like melodic. It's not like a rap song or somebody singing something like
yeah,
that, like a pop song.
yeah,
It's it will go from it will change tempos.
yeah,
So you'll hear it really low and slow in the background, and then to match the tempo of when there's an exciting thing happening in the game, it goes up tempo and gets a little louder, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. I like
yeah,
that. So, man, I I heard Maximilian say one thing, and I thought about it recently, and it's like, this might be true. Is that Final Fantasy VII feels like a game that was made with it was never meant to look like that.
yeah,
I feel like the old game, like when you look at this and see the care they put into a lot of the fucking details, it's like They probably only made that game at that time because they had no other choice.
Yeah.
Because it feels like so much that they wanted the game to look like just a fully realized world with everything just has super, super fine details. Because either posters in the game, the garbage on the ground, like there's a lot of fucking detail in the game. And like it all looks cool. And then the music, so I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, it looks really good, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna probably pick it up when it comes out.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
If you like action RPGs, and like I said, it can be easy if you want it to be because they have the classic mode where it slows everything down and it lets you take more of a backseat
yeah,
so you don't have to make quick decisions on the fly. Because I will say, if you don't know what to do, that boss is going to kick the shit out of you
yeah,
in the demo. This is going to beat your ass.
yeah. So yeah,
So,
try out the Final Fantasy demo. You actually get a free wallpaper when you play through it. So they've been offering that. Look on the PSN store, I guess, for it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's out now. So go play it. They didn't have to give you a demo, but they did.
And I like that a lot more companies now are just saying, "Here, have a good demo."
Yeah, and that's good because it gives you more of a taste of the game. Again, I was not really keen to buying the game. I got to try it out. I was like, hey, okay, I'll probably buy it. So that's good. Talk
Yeah.
about Resident Evil 3. There was news on that as well.
Oh yeah, they actually did a video presentation for that. One of the game's producers, she did like a 15-minute, maybe like walkthrough. I
Yeah,
guess he was explaining the dodge mechanic mostly,
yeah,
and that's a thing I know a lot of people who are looking forward to the game were having lots of questions about. So she got to show off how it works, how it doesn't work. Um, because it's a cool thing where it gives you now, if you do it properly. What it used to do was just make you invincible and get out
yeah,
of the way of mostly any attack in the original Resident Evil 3.
yeah.
But now what it does is it makes her do a combat roll, and if you pull out the gun, you get slow mo
Oh, cool.
and like quickly aim at stuff. It feels well, I'll say feel. It's not a. I haven't played the demo, but it looks like when it activates, it looks like Witch Time from Bayonetta.
Yeah,
Where it focuses in on the thing that you're aiming at, and it kind of gives you like just this. It's almost like a stylistic thing too, because it doesn't just look generic. It looks cool when it happens. So I look forward to that being like a cool thing that lots of people who take the time to practice it. I could imagine all the nonsense you could pull off.
yeah,
And then also in that same exhibition, she got to fight Nemesis like in the streets.
yeah,
So you got to see him running around and chasing Jill. So that's a new thing. And then, like you said, the information about the safe rooms is that no longer are you safe in a saving room with the typewriter. He can walk in there and beat your ass up.
you're like, fuck your typewriter.
Ah,
You should be using the internet.
yes, exactly. Which well, unfortunately, the game takes place in I think like '99 or something. So they had dial up still.
Yeah. Still, they're not using typewriters.
He's gonna whoop your ass before the modem connects.
This is not the 80s. Yeah, so that's pretty funny. I posted up a little picture. It was from Tom and Jerry, and you see when Nemesis when you're not safe in the safe room. You see the diesel ass Jerry break down the door
Oh
of
yeah,
Tom.
okay. That's
So that was pretty funny. Is it very interesting? It's another game I might be picking up. Again, Cyberpunk cleared a lot of space in that area, so I'm like, all right, I might play that as well.
you enjoy Resident Evil 2, or did you
I
not
still
play?
haven't played it yet, but I have it. So
Oh,
I'm it's planned after Yakuza 5. I'm planning to go through it.
okay, okay. So yeah, I mean, listen, there's no rush. Take your time. If you
Yeah,
haven't even played 2, maybe you might not even like the style because it's what it looks like is that it's going to be similar pacing and style. The only
yeah,
thing well, not pacing, the similar like gameplay
yeah,
and the perspective and everything is like the same,
yeah,
right? The only difference between the two, it seems like 3 is going because it is how it was in the actual game back in the day.
yeah.
It was more geared for the action.
Mhm.
So there's exploding barrels that and like interactive stuff that you could shoot to drop on enemies and all types of like little contraptions.
Yeah,
So that
that's
one
cool.
looks more like if you just want to kill the zombies,
Yeah.
play that one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm fine with it too. Like I played a little, like I started it. I just got tracked with something else
Oh,
when that
okay.
game came out, and I liked it. So I'll probably I'll play through it again. It'll probably be something I stream.
Okay. Good stuff.
So yeah, definitely check it out. Um,
So what you got, Merc? Oh, the date for that is actually April 3rd. So that's before Final Fantasy
so
7.
April 3rd and April 10th.
Mm-hmm. A
So
week
you want to
apart.
give me a week, motherfuckers? Anyway, well, I gotta get these games before I lose my discount, so I'll probably just pick up both of them with the discount.
You got Doom 2? Doesn't Doom come out this month?
I'm not really. I have never really liked Doom in that sense, so I probably will not pick that up.
And what about Animal Crossing?
My nieces want it. I never got into Animal Crossing.
Because like I see a lot of people saying, "God damn it, there's too many games."
Yeah, I'm like the main game I wanted within this time was Cyberpunk. I was waiting for that. That game didn't come out, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go to
So,
Yakuza 5.
you remember what it was? The date? Not the date. Was the month? Was it
It was
September or
this
was it
month.
later?
It was supposed to come out the end of this month,
No, no, but what the date it got pushed back to?
September.
September. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was like, oh well. So now I'm playing Yakuza, and I just got to this guy, the guy from 4, the kicking dude,
Oh, Akiyama.
Akiyama. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool
His,
guy.
his story combines with Hakura.
Oh, Haruka, the
Yeah,
dancing, the now she's is that
yeah,
in that game? Is she the idol? Where she
yeah.
sings and stuff?
She's building up to become an idol. So you're playing like a American Idol kind of game with her.
Got- Okay, that's
So
cool.
you're doing like little shows. There's a lot of dance kind of stuff. Like if you ever did the dance missions and the sing and the karaoke, all her stuff are very similar to that.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, she does that, and then she does like little like side games. Like she goes to quiz shows, and she does like meet and greets where she's shaking people's hands, and you gotta control that before the security guards say, yeah, all right, that's enough. So you have to hold their hand, and then like they will ask you weird questions. You kind of have to be like, hey, yeah, thank you, like that. When they're like, yeah, I love you. I want to smell your sock.
They ever get to see the guys get thrown away?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
Is it
you don't.
funny?
It's not. It's not like a. It's not like Fresh Prince of Bel Air like getting thrown out. But
Oh,
they're like, hey, and they just walk away.
oh, okay. All right. All right.
But yeah, hers is like a shitload of mini games, and then Akamura, like his starts with her because, so the story, well, the stories, her story combines with his, and it goes. I don't want to spoil it in that way, so because it's a big key storyline.
Okay.
So it's interesting in that way. So when we go through finish and shit like that, we'll talk about it more. But
All right. Cool.
it's really good. I'm enjoying it.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's next? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. It is.
Yeah, Suicide Squad was our review that was supposed to be before Wonder Woman, but we did it after, and which actually Wonder Woman made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, Suicide Squad. That was 2016. Came out in August of 2016.
Yes, sir.
Starring Margaret Robert and Will Smith, and it was supposed to be like a degenerate like crooks all teaming up with bombs in their neck, and they pretty much are used as superheroes to correct certain things without knowing anyone knowing.
So hold on. Let me ask. This is based on like a real team, right?
Yeah, the comic book. Yeah,
And like, okay, so that part right there, how close is that to the real thing?
I was
Is that
very
what they
close.
did? Okay.
Batman funded this project too.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Gotcha.
So the
So that
Suicide
makes
Squad was
sense with the
yeah,
thing that
and he
you
was,
showed me. Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
But it was more also to see if they could be good, and in that sense, so he usually gave them the shot to be
Oh,
good, and if they didn't, then he would just send them back to jail.
not kill, not make them blow up.
Well, that was more Amanda Waller side of things, like,
Okay,
in order
okay.
to
That's
control
not his
them.
objective. Okay.
Yeah. So for order to control them, she put the bomb in their neck just in case they try to act up and shit.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So what do you think of the movie? Well, what you've seen of the movie?
Like I said, I remember it was okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't the greatest movie I ever saw, but it was like it got really boring.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of
Um.
stale at some parts. Some parts I really liked. Like I said, I like the bar scene a little bit. I like the character moments,
Yeah.
but they were very short.
Yeah. Very short in between too.
So I like the moments with the alley with what was it, Deadshot? I like with
Yeah.
Batman. Like that movie was full of like cool little moments.
Yeah. Like the beginning, you see the Batman moment of him actually like protecting Gotham and stuff like that. So you actually see Batman in action in the movie.
Hmm.
You kind of see the cross between him and Deadshot, which is I think was probably some of the best story in the movie was Deadshot.
Yeah, like when they're breaking down his character and whatnot,
Yeah,
and shooting the guns and everything. Like there's a lot of character building that they did,
yeah,
but it's like it's a small part of the movie. But those are for me the most enjoyable parts of the movie.
yeah. And then rest of it was just like very campy and very like it was trying too much in a way to be like Guardians in a way with the music style with the movie wise,
Hmm.
and I think it just didn't work
Yep,
for
I
this
agree.
one because again Guardians was very successful the year before.
But everything made sense. Everything with the
Yeah,
music with Guardians, it was not just
no, it made
and
sense.
not just for the soundtrack.
Yeah,
It was also a plot device. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It made sense for the world that they built.
yeah,
And this one, it was just we're just gonna take the idea, all
yeah.
right,
So they just try to
but
do the
not
same
earn it.
thing. Yeah.
So
So pretty much the main villain was like was Enchantress, which was kind of a witch that they kind of was using for the Suicide Squad
hmm
participant, and she the way she controlled her, she had her like the heart, and she will stab it to control her and shit.
yes, that
Um,
was her leash.
yeah, and then she just started taking shit over. I think she resurrected her brother, and then that was like the main. That was your point of the main villain. You would think that Joker was the main villain because he did more of the damage of things, but it was mainly them as the main villains, which I felt like it tried to be two different movies, and both of them didn't catch on.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah,
I guess I can see that, but it just was the plot involving the brother and everything was visually something to see, but it was like the least compelling part for me.
yeah. So
That's
my
like around then I was getting tired.
yeah, and also around the like if you actually remember that year of the movies coming out and kind of how this villain was, it was very similar to like three other movies that came out the same year.
You're right. You're right.
So if you watched like I
You're right.
think it was that Independence Day 2,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then
Okay. I
the
understand.
Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbuster movie,
Okay.
they all had the same plot. They all
Wow.
had the shooting thing in the sky and the shit coming down.
Okay.
So it was like okay, it's not original in that sense. But the things I'll credit this movie is Will Smith and Margie Robbie. I
Margot
think
Robbie. Hmm.
Margot Robbie. I have to remember her name. I think they were the best things in this movie. Captain Boomerang was alright. He had his funny little sits here and there. I didn't care for Killer Croc. I thought he was just too small and a big ass head.
Yeah, he wasn't one of my favorite parts, but I liked his quips every now and again.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like some of again, the most of the characters had something about them I liked,
yeah,
but for the most part, if it wasn't giving you character like really interesting character moments or moments of development, it was just like we're just transitioning from one thing to the next. Here we
yeah.
go.
I think it was just a lot of transitioning one thing to the next, and not enough like movies to just keep me like intrigued into these characters,
Hmm.
and that was the big part of it. Um, I want to go crazy in depth with the movie because I don't have a lot of time.
Okay,
But
not a problem.
yeah, and this movie was not that great anyway. um, so you had the this guy, the Sergeant Ames Bravo, the main sergeant that pretty much was running, that was the leader of the team. He had a backup,
Hmm.
which was Clint Eastwood's son.
Was he a real character too?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like kind of their handler. Right.
Yes,
So
yeah, that's
then,
what his name. Oh, Flag, right?
yeah,
He was
Flag.
Flag.
Yeah,
Yes,
they call him
okay.
Flag, but he was yeah,
Captain Flag. I think it is.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then he was the guy that played RoboCop.
Oh, that's RoboCop. Okay,
The
okay.
remake RoboCop. Um, yeah. So he was like kind of the handler, and then he had a big connection to the Enchantress character. Like I said, throughout this whole movie, it kind of went back and forth into what was supposed to be the main villain kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get the certain parts with the Joker and Harley Quinn, and her trying to leave with him, and then him just letting her fall, and there's a lot of things like that. You kind of see like the dynamic between Joker and her, and how destructive it is. I did not like Joker. He just annoyed me. I did not like him. Um, and then I understand the character. I just wish it was portrayed better.
I just that he didn't have enough time to be developed into anything that I cared about.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too.
He was just thrown in there for the sake of having him in there, and
And
it
visuals.
really didn't feel like it was very well fleshed out.
Yeah, and I think it was just mainly for the visual.
Yep.
Yeah, like he had some like cool looking scenes. It's just he sucked.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
he was all flash and no substance, basically.
exactly. And then I like the again when he had Harley Quinn and him like the build like with the old costumes and shit like that. I liked those scenes. It was pretty cool. But the rest, I hated the tattoos on the face. I hated the shit.
There's is the look of the character. I could take it or leave it, but like if you're
Yeah,
gonna give him the look, I would need you to make him a more important character.
yeah,
You know what I mean? He was just there for his. He was literally just there to shock you or
yeah,
to make you look at the movie and look at my design of the Joker. Look,
yeah,
and that was just basically it.
yeah. And that was kind of the annoying part of it. I wanted more substance, and there was not a lot of substance. The group itself, I did not mind. I did like their little quips back and forth with each other. I think the group was fine in a way that if they actually had a straight out plot with this movie, it would have been better.
Hmm.
Like and more of a reasoning of why.
I can see that.
Because I feel like they were like, oh yeah, you guys are all picked and this and that, but they didn't really give them a reason. But then again, they didn't really need to be explained the reason because they were in jail and shit. They're like, you could just rot in jail then.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, there's parts of it like in the beginning when they all get them together and get their stuff. Where
Yeah.
just the music they're playing is like, why are you playing Eminem?
Yeah.
Like why? Like there was like no original composed music for this movie. Like was
No.
everything in this movie a song from some like I don't get it.
Like they try to make this movie a modern day like
It
Guardians.
was
Like
it's like you
yeah.
said, the rip off of the Guardians thing, but they just play music for music's sake.
Yeah, and Guardians played each track had a reason in that movie.
There's a
This
there's a
the
there's a,
music
there's a
itself has
there's
a
like a
story in the movie.
there's like a 4 minute scene that where they meet up. They play like 5 different songs.
Yeah.
It's just like what? 5 songs in less than 4 minutes, like 450. Come on, bro.
They gotta get them album sales.
I guess it's just like that's one of the parts of the movie I just didn't like. It was a
Yeah.
lot of uh flash. It was just trying a lot of this movie was just like it had too many things in there that were either trying to be visual or in
Yeah.
the terms of the music, audio like showcases, but it just wasn't no substance.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
That was almost as bad. I'll put it to you this way. For even more modern context, the music in Suicide Squad reminds me of Gangsta's Paradise being in the original Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. It gave me the same feeling.
Oh damn.
Why is this song playing? What's this mean? How am I supposed to feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, think about that. Gangsta's Paradise for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
What? So when you hear the songs that they're playing for in the small amount of time that they play them, not all of them are pertaining to what's happening. It's just what?
And also, I feel like these DC movies are not all have to be a 2 hour and a half long.
Yeah,
movies.
this was too long. Definitely too long.
Like you could have cut at least 40 minutes of this movie, and
Oh.
I would have been perfectly fine with that.
Yes. But I would have rearranged a lot of the movie, took out a third of the plot with the woman, the enchantress, and the brother, and just
Yeah,
put more developed scenes with the Joker.
I think Joker should have been the villain.
I wish it would have been fleshed out. That's what I
Yeah,
wish.
I agree. I agree. But overall, like the movie, it just didn't reach for me. Again, I like there's two characters I really liked, which was Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Deadshot had a great story, and he had that Batman villain story that he's trying to redemption for his. He had a reason why he wanted to redeem himself and things like that. So I liked that, and I liked that core part for his character, and his character was cool. As much as I thought I honestly, I did not have hope for him in the movie, and then when I saw it, he was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, I can agree
So
with that.
I give him a lot of credit for that. I know for the next Suicide Squad movie is gonna go a whole different level. James Gunn is directing it, so I'm more excited for it because James Gunn is the one behind Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Funny how
maybe,
that turns.
yeah.
Turns in.
So I think he's gonna go more to the old school team of more Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think the Guardian of Suicide Squad, and I think he's gonna go more into the Batman element of what Suicide Squad began. So Batman had a big hand in Suicide Squad. He paid for it. So it's gonna be
I
interesting
just
to
have
do
more
that.
faith in his style of directing.
Me
So
too. Me too. Me too. And especially if he has full control.
flavor, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? There's a lot of decisions he makes. Things are the way they are in his movies.
Yeah.
At least the superhero ones that are different
Yeah.
than other movies. Like you could really take Guardians and on its own hold it up to any other Marvel movie,
Yeah.
and it's just nothing. There's no movie like that movie.
No,
You know
it's
what I mean?
fun. It's just a
completely
straight
different.
fun, funny, just
It has all the same elements, but it's the way he directs. It makes it different.
the movie has personality.
Yeah, tons of personality.
And I
Tons
think
of personality.
that's one of the strong points of that movie.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, like again, I felt like it was a tale of two movies that just weren't completed.
Mm.
That was my
I
problem
I
with this
could
movie.
definitely see that.
A tale of two movies that
Somewhere,
weren't, and they both weren't completed. It's like
somewhere
Hancock.
there's a Joker movie in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So
Hancock felt like a tale of two movies.
really, see, I
Yeah.
still haven't seen that.
It's on Netflix.
Okay, maybe that's why it came up, and I was thinking about it recently.
Yeah.
Okay, I should sit down and watch it.
It has like the beginning of the movie was really good, and then they go into this other like Salby area that it became like a drama, and it's like okay, it's like a tale of two movies.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I wish again I wish I liked this movie more, but again they were trying to get on the hype train because of Guardians, and then Deadpool after this like destroyed what this movie did because it was a rated R movie on superheroes, and Deadpool destroyed this movie.
This was the first,
I think this came out before Deadpool.
so it has, and this is rated R or it's not rated R.
That's rated R.
So Suicide Squad is the first rated R superhero movie. Who's the first one? No, Blade, right?
Blade, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Blade
So, but
got
this is
that.
like the first. But this is the first one to take a chance in the modern era, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
there was a lot. There's like none except this in the modern time
Actually,
that's
you know,
R.
let me just
Before
make
this
sure.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this was like the start of that whole.
That was
thing.
part of like Marvel DC kind of thing.
Okay. Gotcha. So yeah.
No,
I get-
actually, wait. Deadpool did come out before this.
came out before this. All right. So Deadpool was the first one to start off the
Yeah.
new era. Of,
Deadpool came out
okay.
February of that year.
All right.
And then this came out August of that year.
An infinitely better movie. Go watch
Amazing.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
and you know what?
exactly.
Since I messed up, go find season 1 of Daredevil. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, Deadpool is the first rated R movie, and it was so much better.
Yeah.
And again, they balanced the music with the movie as well,
Yeah.
and had a decent villain. So
if they didn't strategically use Shoop in the beginning of that movie, oh boy,
oh man,
it would have been a different world.
So this movie pretty much, honestly, watch Deadpool.
Yeah, basically.
It's a better movie.
Go watch Guardians. Watch a better movie
Yeah,
that does what this one tried to do,
Yeah.
tried to copy. Watch the
Yeah.
original. So
I agree. So overall, the movie review, what you give it?
I give it a 2.5.
2.5. I'll give it a 2.5 as well. I think there's at least the characters were decent.
Mhm.
and it kind of led to like especially Harley Quinn going into our movie, and Birds of Prey is probably one of my favorite ones of DC. So
Do
it's
you
gonna be
know?
interesting.
Do you know if there were or are any continuing plans for Deadshot? Because Will Smith's Deadshot is pretty good.
I do not know because he's not in the next Suicide Squad movie.
Damn, damn.
So I have no clue if they're gonna return Deadshot or even have him as a different character whatsoever.
I got you. Oh
So
well.
all right. So
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah,
One more question before we go.
okay.
I know it's not possible, but would you like Ben Affleck to be the Batman for that movie?
Um,
This is a fantasy question because we know he's already done. But
I would have liked to see him get a full chance as Batman. To be honest, I think he didn't
I
never
know,
got the
me
full
too.
shot.
Me too.
So
Me
I'll say
too.
yes,
Okay.
just to see him
Yeah.
as a full Batman.
I would like. Yeah, I wish.
I think he didn't get enough shot as being Batman, and I feel like the critics and everyone like that, like yeah, like we said, Batman versus Superman should have had a Batman movie before that,
Yes.
and I
Also, did that happen in the past week? The Batmobile pictures came out.
yeah, it came out this week, and I like it.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
Especially, I saw a post. I think it was on Twitter that showed people were saying which one was your favorite era.
Yeah.
But when you look at that one in line with all the other ones, it something about it is like, oh, that does look like a Batmobile.
So
It's like something. It just looks cool.
So one thing I love about it, and I was saying this to, I think I was talking to Jenkins about it, was I was
Okay,
like, it's a car.
it's a car.
It's a car. And the other thing is the fact that it's supposed to be like year two Batman. This is when he first started developing the car, developing the mobile before he adds all the gadgets and the bat looking stuff on it. He had a basic car that he did it with.
Yeah, and it just looks like a powerful ass car.
And
That's
it
just what
looks
it
like
looks like.
it's gonna be a mobile that's gonna be upgraded throughout the movie. No, throughout
Oh,
the
really?
like, say for instance, if they do 3 movies, it looks like a Batmobile that's gonna be is gonna have an evolution throughout the series.
Oh, that would be cool.
So I'm all for that as long as they do it. I actually like the Batsuit. I'm not. I
Every-
don't mind the Batsuit at all.
Everything I've seen of this whole thing, I'm digging it.
And everyone's like, oh, Robert Pattinson. They
Who's
all look at
his?
Twilight.
No word on his villain, right?
No, there's quite a few that there was mentioned, but no, actually, because I know Catwoman's in the movie. I know Penguin was casted for the movie, so there's a
Really?
lot of characters in it. I think they are gonna go into the year one storyline. If you read the DC year one, during the Scott Snyder's Batman run, he did a year one, which Batman was kind of like in the his first year as being Batman. He had the motorcycle. The scene that he has no cape on the motorcycle, that was kind of from that comic.
Okay.
And then they're kind of mixing it with along Halloween as well,
Okay.
because the Batmobile is from the Long Halloween.
Oh, it's actually from something? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very similar to it. It's not the same car, but it's like a muscle car.
Okay.
It looks like a
Okay.
Pontiac, like Thunderbird and shit.
Wow.
With a
Yeah,
bat
yeah,
face
yeah.
on it.
That looks like that. Yeah. Okay.
That
You
one
say
looks
that.
like
I
yeah.
see
That
it.
one looks more like a Dodge Charger, like an old school Dodge Charger.
A
Yeah.
wide ass Dodge Charger.
But
That
but
shit
one thing
doesn't look street legal.
like one thing I like the fact that they keep in common is the fire that comes out the back.
Oh, it has fire.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see fire. All right.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
shit.
yeah, we didn't see it drive yet, so. But I'm looking forward to that.
It reminds me of '66 in some way
Yeah.
because it's more of a car,
Yeah.
but it's still fantastical.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm all on board for that Batman movie. I hope it's good. I hope they do well. I hope Robert Pattinson surprises every fucking body because no one believes in him being Batman. I actually do, because I was like, yo, I've seen some of the movies he did after Twilight. He's actually quite a good actor. So I was like, huh.
Okay.
Like I could see him doing a good job. I could see him doing a good job as Batman.
As long as what's the lady that was his is now his ex-wife?
Oh, she's not in
Isn't
the movie.
isn't
No.
Catwoman?
No, Catwoman's Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yeah, I do remember you told me that, right?
Yeah, she's playing. Yeah,
good.
she's playing Catwoman, which
Well, okay. So
I'm all for it
now
too, because you actually see her on Hot Ones, the YouTube show.
I did not watch that one, but
She
I
looks right
should.
now. She looks exactly like Selena Kyle looks in the
Oh
comic
yeah, that's
book.
right. She has a shorter haircut.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm all for that. She actually kind of looks like her now. So, but yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for the new DC movies. I hope they're better. I hope they start building the world again because now, like since the Crisis on Infinity Earth, the TV show,
Okay.
the movie world exists in the Arrowverse.
Oh, they fully gone on
Yeah, they
it.
had a
Like,
crossover with Flash.
oh
The
really?
Flashes,
Wow.
yeah, the both Flashes from the movie and the TV show. They kind of met each other.
Oh, I saw the picture. I just didn't know the context.
Yeah, they
Okay,
they met each other. Yeah, so I was like,
that's cool.
yeah, they finally did it because they should have done it. Because I will like honestly, I will take Stephen Amell as Arrow in the TV in the movie.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
I will take Flash.
Please.
I think Gustin Grant should play the Flash
Yeah, why not?
and just give
I
him a
don't like
better
my Flash
suit
with a
though.
mustache. Sorry,
Just
or
give
any
him,
facial hair.
yeah, just give him a better suit. That's all I ask. Don't give him like a crazy
Yeah.
technology suit. Just give him a better suit.
I mean, if they could do, if they're already establishing the multiverse,
Yeah,
you know what? Let one have it, but don't give him that one.
yeah,
Let him have his
exactly.
original.
Exactly. So there's a lot of things they could do. There's a lot of like movies coming out with DC, and
That's a good
hopefully they get
move. I
better.
didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah, it happened in the Infinity Crisis storyline.
Did you get
But
to watch the whole thing?
yeah, the storyline, yeah, it was a 3-parter during November, so I was able to see it. It was really good. And oh, you
Okay.
saw fucking Brandon Routh as Superman, a fucking good Superman.
Wow. Is it streaming on anything now, or is it like too old? I have to
No,
wait
it's
for it to
too
come
new
back.
right now. You may still have it on the CW app or yeah, the CW app might still have the Crisis storyline. I know the last episode of it is on Netflix now because Arrow finished and they have the whole season of Arrow. But I think
Okay.
it started in Supergirl and it went into Flash and then went into Legends of Tomorrow. So those three are still running.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
So you gotta wait
All
for
right.
those. But they were really good. That was a really good storyline. Seeing Brandon Roth as fucking Superman. He was the Earth One Superman with the white hair.
Got you. Wow.
He was that Superman. He fucking looked dope. Like he looked fucking just like Christopher Reeve. Like he reminded me again. I think he's related to Christopher Reeve somehow, some way.
Yeah,
But
I think I heard that. Well, I think
yeah, I think
he
he's
was
like
on a
a second
podcast with
cousin.
Kevin Smith. I
I
think
think
a
he's like a
while
cousin,
ago.
cousin apart or something. Like he's like a second
Okay.
cousin or third cousin. But he looked like Christopher Reeves. In the scene that they have him flying out of Earth and shit, he looked
Mm-hmm.
just like Christopher Reeves. And I saw that. I was like, why can't you guys honestly
Capture that.
put him
Yeah.
back as put him back as Superman?
Why not?
Henry Cavill is out, so
That's it. Okay.
like I'll put him back as he looks amazing as Superman. I was like I
Mm.
was so hyped when I saw that thing and I also had the classic Superman music afterwards and it was like oh shit that was fucking awesome.
Wow. All right. So
And
I
he
definitely have to make sure to look that up then.
and he
'Cause I
fought
want to
people.
see that.
He didn't fight heavy lifting. He fought people.
Oh, they gave him villains.
Yeah,
Good.
because
Good.
they have their own Superman in that verse too.
Yeah.
So we had like two
That makes a lot of
and
sense.
one thing I loved about it too is that he also Brandon Roth plays the Atom. And he pretty much spots it out like, wow, I look like Superman.
That's really good. Okay.
So he actually says like, oh, he looks just like me and shit like that. That was
So he
actually
pulled
pretty funny.
he pulled the Captain America Human
Yeah,
Torch.
yeah, yeah. That was actually pretty cool.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Next movie we'll be reviewing for the DCEU is Justice League.
Oh no.
You
All
never seen
right.
Justice League, right?
No, I've never seen Justice League.
So you might like it.
Yeah, I've heard it was actually pretty good.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I
Okay.
didn't like it.
Okay.
This was another one that's gonna be tough for me to go through it again. I'm gonna try, hoping maybe between the cast that comes out, the Snyder cut's available, but which I really doubt is gonna happen. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on with this movie, and then you'll see it. But that'll be our next review for next week, and we're back in order of things. It'll be Justice League for the DCU verdicts, and that's all I got.
Got you. That's awesome. So you know what? I guess we'll wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Um, Make sure you follow us anywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And that's Red Cyclone. That's on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, We have a Facebook group, Red Cyclone Inc. We have a WordPress as well, and YouTube and SoundCloud, where you can catch this podcast, and on the SoundCloud, the Wrestling Babble podcast.
Yes.
Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on social medias. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Twitch TV, or Mark with the Mic. Our Facebook page is The Wrestling Babble and The Wrestling Link. You listen to everything and follow everything we do on there. I post all our podcasts and everything like that. Yeah, that's about it.
Yes, sir.
So please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. If you actually like these verdicts, please give us your opinion of these movies, because I would like to hear them.
Yes, definitely. Please, just any type of cooperation, any type of feedback. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. And
I'll definitely
get in the comments.
Yeah, I'll try to
Say your piece.
I'll try to start like reading them on the cast, and we can actually discuss the comment and all that stuff as well.
Oh, yeah. If you want to say something in the Facebook group, like, we can talk about that too.
Yes. So DCEU, Justice League next week. That's all. Peace out. Laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's got them sandwiches.
Oh, and watch the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Watch Final Fantasy VII. Peace out.
Do it.